What up, y'all? It's your boy, Infamous Being Call Me Empty Boy. Welcome back to Black History Month Tribute. Alright, for this one, I'm gonna use Photoshop to create, like, my own Jessy Owens piece. Like, share, and subscribe, follow me on Instagram, check me out on TikTok, guys. Okay, Jessy Owens was the fastest man alive and won 4 gold medals in the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Jessy Owens name is James Cleveland Owens. Some people call him JC. His parents were Henry and Emma Owens. He's the youngest out of 10 child, so yeah, he's basically the baby of the family. He was born on September 12, 1912 in Alabama. His family were sharecroppers. Imagine paying rent with crops that grow out of the ground. Most African Americans were sharecroppers back then, in the southern parts of the United States. To put it simply, their life sucked. When he was around 9 years old, him and his family moved to Cleveland, Ohio around 1921. Okay, time to provide a little history lesson on the Great Migration. The Great Migration was a movement of African Americans moving to northern states in large numbers to escape the racism and to gain better economic/job opportunities. Basically, trying to get a better life, to put it simply. Because life in the South back then, it was extremely brutal, I'm telling you. His athletic career took off around, what we call middle school today. It used to be called junior high. Jesse was a skinny but fast kid. He met a woman by the name of Ruth Solomon in high school, being 15 and 13 years old. And they had their first daughter in Gloria by 1932. Eventually they got married in 1935. Owens went to Ohio State with an athletic scholarship. While he was in Ohio State, that's when he met Larry Snyder. Larry Snyder was one of the few coaches that would work with black athletes. He was a famous track legend himself. And during that time, Owens was breaking records, man. Once it comes to that sprinting, he had to improve upon his technique. Because from what Larry Snyder said about his technique, his takeoff was it was sloppy a little bit, his form was not right, so they kind of tweaked his technique a little bit. People were starting to take notice and start seeing his potential. Germany was hosting the Olympic Games in Berlin, and during that time, Hitler and the Nazis were on their rise to power. This was when Hitler was chancellor, and he was trying to prove that his whole Aryan race superiority thing is a real thing, and it's not some made up thing anyway. In 1934, Owens, along with other black athletes, went to the Olympics. They still dealt with racism, even by the United States, and they were on the same side. Owens had broken the long jump record in the relay race. He also got to form a friendship with the German runner by the name Lutz Long. Lutz congratulated him on camera in front of everyone. In 1936, the race of the century was on. Hitler was watching. Owen won the 100-meter dash in front of Hitler's face. Hitler was such a loser. He humiliated him. Hitler didn't speak or didn't even shake his hand. Owens gained worldwide recognition and praise. He was a hero. I would be sugarcoating if I said Jesse Owens had a hero's welcome back when he got back from gym after that whole little race thing. I'd be lying to you after that. Okay, things were not as good again. After everything that happened, Owens and the other black athletes didn't even get a chance to even shake the president's hand. And at the time, President Roosevelt was president during that whole time. Not even a thank you. Even there was a little banquet, a little feast held to his honor, but him and his mother had to go to use the surface entrance rather than use the front entrance. Typical American racism, even though they were on the same side. But things did got better over time though. I mean, over time he did founded some PR company. He was a motivational speaker, did some tours around around Europe after the whole race was over. I'm telling you, man, he was such an iconic man. Even though he didn't shake the president's hand, members of his family got a chance to shake Obama's hand, to kind of making up for the lack of acknowledgement, pretty much trying to make amends for all that horrible crap. But yeah, Jesse Owens life got a little better after that though. I mean, his friend Lutz, the German runner, he did die by Allies because he was drafted into the war, but he did form a friendship with his son. Even though Jesse Owens was a very iconic, and that he became a political symbol after the whole race and everything else. he didn't want to have like no part in politics or like anything to do with the civil rights movement. I mean, I know it's kind of like contradictory, but I can see his reason why. I mean, he's already dealt with like enough, like dealing with the Nazis and everything else and the racism he had to deal with back home. He's just trying to live his life in peace, which I can respect though, honestly. And knowing that, fun fact, the 1968 Olympics, okay, specifically the 1968 Summer Olympics, where two black athletes used the Black Power salute and they ended up like getting kicked out. Owens kind of was a little supportive of their like little punishment, but like over time he started to look back at it and said, well, I suppose there was a good well, I would say there was a like I guess it kind of was a contradictory thing, but again, Jesse Owens wanted to live like a common, normal, peaceful life after that. No politics, no racism. He just wanted to live life like as he wanted to. I mean, that is respectable at least. Okay, Jesse Owens also did like smoke like at least like 30. I think at least 30. I think he'd been like smoking at least 30 packs of cigarettes for 30 years, and this ended up like causing him to have lung cancer. And he died in 1980. Okay, I forgot the exact date, but yeah, he died in 1980 at like at least I think 60 something years old. Alright guys, I mean, I always wanted to do it. I mean, again, I did want to do like Black History Month tribute last year, but there was like a little scheduling conflict, and I was dealing with school stuff, typical white stuff. Anywho, Jesse Owens, man, he not only is an inspiration, he's a hero. He's like a World War II hero before World War II happened. And the fact that like this took place like 3 years before Hitler and the Nazis invaded Poland and started World War II. And the fact that Hitler was there to witness it, to witness the fact that his like whole stupid, race, like his stupid Aryan race ideology superiority crap was all bull crap, man. I'm telling you. And only that, he won four gold medals in the Olympics. To be honest, man, I'm just pissed off the fact that like during the, I mean, I know it was the time in the era, but it just makes me mad though. The fact that he was on the same side as the American team that he's playing with, the fact that they don't even treat him with the same level of respect. And they're both going up against the same people. Racism is an evil, and evil is like an energy. An energy can't be created or destroyed, but it can be transferred or probably appear in another form. But that doesn't mean we should not fight it. that doesn't mean we should not stand up to racism when we see it. I mean, I can relate. I can see the reason like why Jessy Owens also like did not want to participate in the civil rights movement and everything else. I mean, it makes sense because he already dealt with enough like during like after the whole thing. He just wants to stay out of it and try to like live a peaceful life, trying to like not cause any trouble or anything. I mean, honestly, for a brief second, I used to think that he was like a little bit of a punk for not doing anything or not trying to do anything, but I can't blame him. I just can't. And honestly, I found Jessy Owens inspirational, man. I love running. I used to love running all the time, man. When I was like in middle school, high school, I used to run like crazy. Like, I used to run like everywhere. It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's probably just the adrenaline, but it's just like, it just feels good to run, though. And it feels like, I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes when I run, I feel like I can fly, though, you know? And I'm gonna be honest with you, in my honest opinion, just, if there was like a superhero equivalent to what Jessy Owens would have been, he'd probably be the Flash. Not Barry Allen, not Wally West. I would say he basically is like the Jay Garrick Flash. Okay, those that are not familiar with comic books, Jay Garrick was the first Flash that was introduced in the comics back in the 40s, which was, you know, the World War II era superhero. You get what I'm going with that. Okay, do black people naturally have like some sort of advantage like once it comes to sprinting? Yes, a little bit no, but typically once it comes to sprinting, yes, there's some degree of a genetic advantage that black people tend to have. Specifically, West Africans and their descendants. People that are descended from like West African nations such as Ghana, Nigeria, Niger, Cameroon, Mali. People who are descendants from that region, and only that, fun fact in case you didn't know, during the transatlantic slave trade, there were more West African slaves that were brought here, brought to South America. The slaves that were brought here into the Americas were descendants of what people from West African nations. Okay, pretty much, there's a gene called ACTN3. Pretty much, it's this development of muscle fiber types. There's like a fast twitch muscle fiber type and there's a slow twitch muscle fiber type. If you have the fast twitch, that thing can help you like once it comes to sprinting though. It kind of helps you generate a lot of power and force once it comes to like running and stuff though. And well, there are various other factors that kind of do play into black people like being like, again, West Africans and their descendants. That would be African Americans, Jamaicans, Caribbean, people from Caribbean. Yeah, I think, in the Caribbean, crap, I cannot talk today, dang it. Point is, pretty much anyone who was a descendant from the slave trade and everything else, anyone who was descended from those, from people from that region, they tend to have like a higher concentration of fast twitch muscle fibers, which means it would give us like a sprinting advantage though. And this is my honest opinion. Growing up, I'd say it's mostly like a cultural thing because I would argue it kind of isn't encouraged for black people to pursue, it kind of isn't, crap, Jesus, man, I'm having a hard time talking. Point is, I would say it's, from my perspective at least, I know that there is facts. I'm going to link all the facts down below so that way you guys can check it for yourself. But yeah, black people do have like an advantage in like sprinting because let's be honest, whenever there's like a 100-meter dash on TV, 9 times out of 10, you mostly see a bunch of black people. 9 times out of 10. But again, it's only West African and their descendants. Africa is the most genetically diverse continent in the world. I'm telling you. You can find the tallest people there, the shortest people there, the most super muscular and jacked people there. Like, we're talking like Hercules kind of jack. Like the Hulk kind of jack. Rest in peace, Jessy Owens. You are a legend, a hero, and an inspiration to all of us. Your sacrifice and everything you endured will never be forgotten. Your impact on American history will never be forgotten. Alright guys, your boy gotta go. Like, share, and subscribe for me on Instagram. And guys, I did link the facts down below if you want to check them out for yourself.